So coronavirus, this is a new normal, and we should follow the instructions that our local authorities are telling us to do, like washing your hands and staying away from crowds and whatnot. But here's my question. Is this situation going to harness you, or are you going to harness it? To find out what I mean, let's jump in. Yeah, what's up everyone? My name is writer director Edgar, and this is The Process. So needless to say, it's been a very interesting week for all of us here in the United States, as more and more local governments as well as state governments are taking new measures to make sure that preventative and also reactive in some cases, to make sure that we're all washing our hands and we're all basically not joining together in big crowds and whatnot. So first off, I went to the store today on top of doing many other things that had to be done, and let me show you what that experience was like. So came to Walmart, and here are some observations I took away. You can definitely feel that the energy is up. More people are definitely here, but people were still for the most part very civil, very nice to each other. And here are some interesting observations that I was able to take away from my trip. First up, eggs. Of course, you've got the toilet paper and paper towel section. Frozen vegetables seem to be in high demand. Canned soup was also in demand. Everyone likes potatoes, but this weekend everyone really likes potatoes. Spaghetti sauce and pasta were also up there in demand. Now what if you say, you know what, let me boost my immune system with some lemons, grapefruits, oranges, etc. Well, let's see how those were in stock today. So yeah, just like I said in that video, thankfully everyone was still very polite. There was still a lot of civility, a lot of nice people were just good to each other, but the shelves were, not all of the shelves, but these shelves in particular were what they were. And what more can I say other than we just have to do the basics, like stay away from other people, or stay home if you don't feel good, or wash your hands with soap and antibacterial soap at that too. But I also wanted to talk a little bit more with regards to if you're gonna let this situation harness you, or if you are gonna harness the situation. Now, here's why I say that. A lot of people, and I'm seeing online, as many of you know, I'm a photojournalist for an NBC News affiliate here in Tucson, Arizona. I'm seeing a lot of people, a lot of frustration coming out on the media. And so, needless to say, I'm bummed out by that, but I'm not surprised. But that's kind of one of the results of looking at the situation, or the glass half empty. You're looking at the doom and gloom. Every situation is gonna have its good and its bad. And so, just like a glass, I was over here looking at my glass that I already drank all that water to. But the question is, are you gonna look at the glass half empty, or are you gonna look at the glass half full? Because let's be honest, whether or not the media is scaring you, whether or not, whoever, if you're trying to find fault in anyone, like whatever your thing may be, There's always a way to look at the glass half empty and half full. Half empty, pessimism, negativity, you know, the world's gonna die, or the world's gonna end, etc., etc. Let's talk about the glass half full, because yes, after, you know, after taking a look at the doom and gloom angle of it, you know, what are you gonna do about it? So like here at the house, for example, me and my wife, we cleaned like crazy yesterday. I got a lot of stuff done here at the house that needed to get done, especially in the backyard. I was productive yesterday. It was a really long day. Today was also productive. That part of the video that you saw where I'm at the store, that's also part of it. You know, me going out because my wife is a 2-time cancer survivor, and so I wanted to be the one to go out amidst all the people. And so aside from that, I thought, well, you know, what are you gonna do? What else are you gonna do with the situation? It's not like I'm gonna stay home disinfecting all day, every day. So as a content creator, I thought, what is the glass half full? The glass half full is, apparently we as a society collectively are gonna have more indoor time, okay? So, you know, you could be sad, well, oh, I can't go to the movies, or I can't go to that festival, or that concert, or that whatever, the mall. You know, like, okay, yes, there are those things to complain about if you want to. And so, as you know, as we all know, what's being recommended is that we get more indoor time. A lot of that indoor time, honestly, it's like I'm an indie filmmaker. Like, I'm getting that indoor time anyway. But let's talk about, you know, let me just throw some examples out there with regards to ideas that you can implement to basically harness that indoor time. So first on the list, writing. How's that movie going in your head that's still in your head and you haven't, you know, actually sat down to get it out there via your fingers, onto the keyboard, onto a script program? You know, it's like you had been telling your friends, or maybe you'd been telling just yourself, like, I'm gonna get this idea out of the way, I'm gonna flesh out this idea, I'm gonna work on it. Guess what? If it had been, you know, and let's say you even had social obligations, like, you know, you always had to go out, and you guys know the way, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about with regards to like how it feels when you just keep on telling yourself, like, damn, when am I gonna be able to sit down and write that thing that I've been wanting to write? This is the perfect time. This is the perfect excuse. Not that it should be an excuse, but if you need an excuse, this is your excuse. You guys, we're being prescribed indoor time. We're being prescribed time away from each other, which is perfectly fine. In writing terms, that time is called solitude. Solitude to sit there and draft out your screenplay, whether if it's a short or a feature, or if you're trying to do some episodic content. This is where, and I'm looking off over here to my right, which would be your left. Let me see if I can get the camera to pan this way, because I want you to see that I've got there on the wall. I'm not gonna tilt the camera, but basically right there, what I have is my whiteboard. Maybe if you have a whiteboard, this is probably the time for you to, let me try to readjust it. This is probably the time for you to flesh out that storyline that you've been wanting to do. You know, your introduction in Act 1, your first turning point, your midpoint, your big gloom, your climax, your resolution, the character arcs. There's so much to do. You guys harness this time to flesh out that story. And that was my phone. That was my work phone. And you know, flesh out that story and really make it work. And let's be honest, it's never going to be perfect the first, I don't know, 5 drafts around, maybe 10. I don't know what your skills are like. Me, I had to go through, honestly, maybe 15 drafts before I got to the point of my feature, like of me feeling like, okay, this is starting to feel ready. This is starting to feel ready. And even then, I mean, let's be honest, it's never really ready, right? Because you'll always find something else that you could have improved on, or that you should have done, or you know what I mean? But this is the time to use to work on that script. So you're inside, you know, you don't want to hang out with friends. You can't, or you probably shouldn't be hanging out with friends, you know, or even much less in social settings. Let's say maybe you have a friend come on over and they feel fine and healthy, great. But I mean, this is that time to sit down and flesh out that idea. Item number 2, shooting. Now, we've all heard of these, and I really like to watch these online. they have so many damn names, but basically like the competitions where you bang out a film, like the 48-hour film challenge, for example, but not just with regards to it being not with the parameters being 48 hours, but I've seen some where the parameter is okay, but it has to take place in a room or in one house or in the garage or in a kitchen or with an object like a knife or with, you know, it's like there are certain parameters. This would be kind of the time to also stay creative and take a look at what you have around you. What I have around me is a house. What I have around me is everything that a house regularly has. You got a living room, a kitchen, etc. See what you can make out of that, and then also put a little film challenge out there to all of your friends who, you know, are like, okay, hey, I'm bored and we're all stuck at home, you know, why not? This is the time to, you know, come up with like a little film challenge to keep that creativity going, to keep those juices going. And I'm always fascinated to see how creative or not creative sometimes some content can be based on how little resources you have. And also it's going to be pretty telling and pretty revealing, because you know you're going to have that one friend who's going to say like, well I can't work like this, and I can't, you know, I need this and I need what. That person will reveal themselves, you know what I mean? But like the real content creators out there, and of course I shouldn't be touching my face, my god, I'm gonna wash my hands right afterwards, I promise. The real content creators, you guys take anything, take a room, take a broom, take, you know, the living room, the dining room, whatever, take something and create a story out of it and share it with the world, especially from home. I mean, if you're gonna be having a lot of home time, that's something to do also. The last thing, this one is definitely one that I'm going to relate to. Editing. Editing is one of the most, it's basically, if the filmmaking process was equated to the justice system, the end of the line is editing. Editing is, as far as the production process goes, editing is solitary confinement. Editing is where you have to take the time to sit down, and there's no way around it. You have to make it all come together. That's where I'm at with regards to editing my feature film All We Have. And it's never, you know, it's never fun when, you know, you see other people, or when I hear my wife say, hey, baby, you want to watch a movie? And I'm like, I can't, I gotta edit. As was the case today on Sunday, as is the case every single morning when I'm getting up at like 4 a.m., maybe 5, maybe 6 a.m. to edit till about 8:30 a.m. before I run off to work. But if you have something to edit, and if you've been looking for an excuse to stay home and just do it, not that you should have an excuse, because honestly, like, you need to punch everyone in the face and tell them, no, I need to edit anyway on a regular basis. But this is, you know, inside time, you guys. This is something that, you know, you can harness to in either writing that movie, shooting that, you know, short film or that feature film or that project inside of that one room or your house or your garage with your dog or whatever, you know, and challenge each other to be creative online, because we're all going to be connected, you know, still on Facebook and God, so many other platforms, or also editing. You guys, this is the time when I'm challenging you to think creatively and proactively with regards to being, you know, a little bit more on the filmmaking side, and say, okay, am I going to run like, you know, oh my god, it's, you know, World War Z and Brad Pitt, and you know, like, are you gonna really take this time to freak out, or are you gonna take this time to do something constructive with it? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, everyone, I'm gonna go ahead and kill this video, post it, share it, and just back to the grind. You know, obviously in the new normal of, you know, staying away from people and giving the elbow high five, or is there even a name for that yet? Or, you know, sanitizing. But guess what? I still got to go to work. I know school here in Tucson, Arizona, the Tucson Unified School District, as well as the governor of the state of Arizona, Doug Ducey, just called for there to be no school for, I think, the next 2 weeks. So, but guess what? Somebody still has to go to work. Bam, this guy right here, and a lot of other journalists too. So back to the grind as usual, but that's what I'm gonna do with all this time. So in a way, it's it's not any different for me, you know, other than the fact you have to sanitize like crazy and all the precautions and whatnot. But other than that, like schedule wise, what I demand out of myself, nothing of that's gonna change. But let's say your job tells you, okay, you gotta work from home or whatever, you know what I mean? Or let's say you proactively say, hey, I want to work from home. After you get your work done, of course, what are you gonna do with that time as a content creator? Harness that time. You guys don't just see the doom and gloom in this. See how you can harness this time, this very particular time, to your advantage. That's what I got for you guys. You guys, I love you. I'll talk to you guys later. And also, if you've not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button as well as that little bell right next to it. That way you're notified next time I make a new video. For all of the other social links, why did I say that? That's how I know I have to end this video. The social links are gonna be below this video in the description box, everyone. Run out there, do your thing, tell your stories. If you have a higher power, consult your higher power. If you don't, that's cool. Just run out there, do your thing, tell your stories. Don't ask for anyone's blessing. Don't ask for anyone's permission. I'll talk to you guys later. I love you. Adios. Bye.